Welcome back, everybody. We are back again with another video, and in today's video I will be going over the sells that I took today on silver. It will be a trade breakdown utilizing, as always, time frame alignment, market maker sell model, and my utilization of advanced market structure. Jumping right into it, you guys already know what we do. We start off with a naked chart, and what we have is the dollar index. This is a daily chart, and I want you guys to annotate the charts and see if what I have on my annotations matches what you guys have on yours. And with my annotations, it's very simple, very simplistic, and our POI that we were paying attention to was this daily internal range liquidity pool, because you see that price ran these external range highs. After we run the external range highs, this is Monday's daily candle, and we had Tuesday, which provided us high impact news at 10 a.m. that dug us down into the internal range liquidity pool. So now I'm anticipating this key level to hold and then price to now deliver to higher prices. So now, in my understanding, anything correlated with the dollar index for majors or gold and silver should be bearish if this is bullish. Now moving to a seasonality chart. This is silver. Now we're in the month of March and we are in the last week of March. Now just look very closely as to how we react for the 5, the 15, and the 40-year pattern. Notice how like the very last week of March we have a decline on all three seasonality year patterns before we get into the month of April. So if dollar can be bullish, then silver can be bearish in retrospect to the seasonality based off of how it has been performing. So not only is dollar bullish technical wise, we're seasonality bearish on silver. So I'm looking for those shorts to play out on my favor. Now looking at silver on my left and gold on my right, we have naked charts on the weekly and do exactly what I said on dollar, do the same thing for silver and gold and see if what I have marked off matches what you can mark off. Now again, it is the most simplistic way to view price. What does price do? Price seeks old highs and lows and it rebalances imbalances. Now, what do we have here? We have SMT divergence at the highs corresponding on the weekly chart with gold and silver, gold making a higher high and silver making a lower high. But we also ran this external range liquidity pool and we created that SMT. Now, after we created that SMT, what am I looking for this weekly candle? I'm looking for an open, high, low close draw into this discounted internal range liquidity pool. And this is our dealing range, our impulse low to our impulse high that took out the external range high and created that SMT divergence with gold. So since we're analyzing this on our weekly chart, I'm dropping now down to the 4-hour to see if I could frame a market maker sell model down to that internal range liquidity pool discount draw. So this week, we did not have any high impact news for the dollar on Monday. So my trading day was going to be Tuesday, and we had 10 a.m. high impact news. But looking at just Monday's price action, what does it look like right now? It just looks like some accumulation for potential manipulation higher. Now, again, what did I teach in my previous video to perfect your trade entries? I look for violations of short-term highs in the opposing direction of our drawn liquidity. So we have a short-term high here, here, and here. And we're not yet into Monday's price action, and we haven't had the news hit just yet. But already what I'm seeing now is SMT already brew up with gold as well. You can see gold has been more aggressive, pushing up into this bearish PD, right? Premium of that range. So I'm already understanding that silver is the weaker asset, so I'm going to be prioritizing this to look for short entries to see if I could frame and continue with my market maker sell model to that internal range liquidity pool draw on the weekly chart. And as easy as, like I said it before, what do we have? We had short-term high, violation that created more SMT divergence with gold again. And you can see the reaction when gold traded into that 4-hour bearish fair value gap resting in premium of this dealing range. So once we created that SMT divergence, while price was also trading and respecting this 4-hour bearish breaker block, after that sweep of the high, I knew and I was comfortable that this could be a stop hunt. So this was my first entry on silver short, leaving my stop loss at the swing high failure that created the SMT. So I was anticipating this high to hold, this to be a run on stops, and price to start delivering lower to, at first objective point, this resting low. And on top of that, the 4-hour candle closure closed below this up close candle body. So now I'm also able to use this point in price as an order block to then continue us lower, for this being our first objective point for a partial. And you guys already know this, when price takes out external range liquidity, just like it did here. Took out external range high, high here, and a high here. What do you do after you take out external range? You retrace into an internal range liquidity pool. So seeing how gold was able to create a 4-hour internal range gap here, this would be my confirmation and be like, okay, if price on gold was able to take out sell stops here, and we were showing weakness on silver, and we had a bullish bias on dollar, so if dollar can continue higher, these could definitely continue lower. And this being our low-hanging fruit objective point, I would want to see gold reach this 4-hour internal range liquidity pool at a minimum. And easy, as I said it was before, price was able to resist lower off of that 4-hour bearish order block, and gold was able to reach that 4-hour internal range liquidity pool that I marked off before. Also taking us down, taking out that being our low-hanging fruit objective point as our first partial before price reaches this weekly internal range discount draw. Now going to dollar, because dollar was a daily internal range liquidity pool to an external range draw, we wanted to see the reaction on dollar index after price reached that internal range liquidity pool. And I was able to get good confirmation because price closed above this swing high after tagging that daily gap. And if you guys know this, daily key level to an hourly shift in structure. Now moving into Wednesday and how I'm going to be playing this and how I'm going to be reacting. Already knowing that we have daily internal to external range move and weekly external to internal range target on silver. I would like to see this low hold intact, and I have short-term lows that can potentially be forming overnight here, as you can see. Short-term low here, and depending on what happens during Asia session or London, hopefully this low can stay intact and price can just run buy stops in the opposing direction of our drawn liquidity. And I'm assuming and would like to see the objective be met at this high at 104,500 by Wednesday or Thursday's high impact news delivery, because I know Wednesday we have FOMC Waller speaking at 6 p.m. But I would assume that if we can get a continuation during the day on Wednesday, I would like it to reach this external range liquidity on the daily, or Thursday it finally reaches this being our weekly objective point. And likewise, going over the same thing with silver, I would like to see this intermediate term high hold and stay intact as a protected high, and then I would like to see a short-term high form to the right of this intermediate term high to confirm that, and then for us to deliver lower, because now I'm just looking for price on the 4-hour to give us a distribution phase in this market maker sell model to deliver us to that weekly objective point, resting at that weekly internal range liquidity pool draw. But that is pretty much my game plan and how I'm going to be going about silver and the dollar index and my analysis. But I will be giving out weekly updates and daily updates through Instagram Reels. I hope you guys have been enjoying those short-term contents. If you have any other ideas for me to provide on Instagram for those short-term contents and concept overviews, please let me know in the description below. Or if you have any other ideas for videos for me to release on any other sort of concepts, also drop that as well. But again, as always, I appreciate you guys and hope you enjoyed the video. You took something from this, but like always, I will catch you guys in the next upload.